Alright, I'm back. This is stuff I found at my old stomping ground yesterday. I stayed there only about probably 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Anyway, I wanted to be next door, so I walked a certain portion of it and found all these brokes. And you can see a few of these that I found on video. A little big sandy type deal. It's rough. Here's a piece that I initially called Beaver Lake, but it's not. I'm sure it's like Candy Creek. And I'll call a lot of points, prematurely. That's alright. We correct it. If we don't correct it, it'll still be alright. That's a cool piece. Black as jet. Kind of crude. Got some dips here and pops there. All in all, though, artifact. Pretty nice one. It's also got some dips here and there, curvature. I like it. Gives character. And here's one more piece that I found from there. That's a pretty nice little piece right there. But I went on over to the sidekick and I found this stuff over here that I'll get over here and show you this. Spent quite a bit more time there, as you can tell. And just all types of broken, worked flint. Real similar to old stomping grounds in the sense that you can expect to find, what I've seen of it, you can expect to find 75% brokes. And I've yet to find one piece that has ancient or modern breaks. I know some of you don't like hearing that, but that's just facts. And right there, it looks like an adze. I typically don't find adze. Must be a big broken tool and they turned the edge back on it. I don't know. These rough and crude kind of deals down here, but nevertheless, they're artifacts. Look over here. Found me a chicken hook. I have no idea what that thing is. There's a pretty big blunt. This one right here is a cool looking blunt. Pretty colors in it. Had a good day. That's nice. It's either Big Sandy or Brewerton, and they're similar in that they both got side notches. Brewertons usually go in at not hardly as deep. This may be a Brewerton instead of a Big Sandy, based on the notches. Still a cool point. There's the first piece I pulled out of the ground over there yesterday. It's a pretty nice little piece. I believe it's a little motley. It's got some pretty colors in it. I couldn't get out in the sunlight this morning because it's just so windy, and you may be having trouble with the wind now. I don't know. That's a cool little piece. Look at the bevel on that. I'm not quite sure about it. I believe it's early archaic though. It's ground base and got a bevel. And I found some unique pieces. I don't know whether that's a pelican or what exactly. Now that's ground plumb all the way up here to where it changes directions, all the way to there on both shoulders. Of course, the base is highly ground. These ears are. Overstreet shows a Connerly, which talks about mid-archaic. It's saying it's thick in cross-section, but I don't know if that's what it is or not, but it doesn't really fit the bill for anything much other than in Overstreet than looks to me like the Pelican Lake, or the Pelican. sure was glad to find it. I just don't find hardly any paleo at all. Found this cool little drill that you've seen. That's sweet. I've had a good year, boy. I mean, and I found tons. Well, not just tons, but I found a drill about every time I went. And this right here, I'm satisfied, is a Beaver Lake. Yeah, I prematurely called this one over here Beaver Lake, and I've done that a lot of times, but there's a difference between this one and this one. This is the Candy Creek that simulates this style, but not near as well made. Of course, this is really heavily ground all the way up to nearly right there, where you can see those serrations. The basal thinning is just like a razor at the base, and you got those little flutes that goes up. Can't tell if that side's got any. I just actually just now seen those right there. This is a light colored rock, and you can't hardly make out. But it's got all that ribbon looking flaking on it, and I can't even see it, and I don't know if you can or not. Let me dry it off a little bit. I don't know if that helped or not, but sure is a cool little piece though. Maybe I'll fumble around and find one with everything there on it. That would be awesome. And there's one more piece I want to show you. I called it prematurely, I'm sure, when I pulled it out of the ground. It's got some beautiful colors in it. I called it a greenbrier, but after looking at it in Overstreet, I'm pretty sure it's either a steel whale, because these shoulders or these ears, both of them are gone. Got a little tip ding or wire or whatever you want to call that. But it's either a steel whale, and look at the workmanship on that. It's either a steel whale or it's a pine tree. Both of them are early archaic. It's got a ground base. Look, the swirl in that material is so pretty. And I can't see it well enough, but if it's got, check out that little serration sticking up past everything right there. It's got really super fine edge work on it. Sharp as a razor. But if it's a pine tree, all these flakes will tend to go toward the center. But either way, it's an exceptional piece. It's 3.5 inches long, probably 1 inch and 1/8 inch and 1/4 or so wide. Maybe I can find a whole one of them, but that right there is close enough. It's a beauty. Thanks for watching. How could I forget? Can't believe I forgot that. First piece of a binder stone or a gorget that I've ever found. And I've got some questions for people that find these, like Commissioner Tom. You can tell it was broken in manufacture. But come on into the house and I want to show you a little bit more about this piece right here. Alright, I'm back. Here's what I wanted to show you. Now, I'm going to try to put this lens in front of it. But you can see these cross lines, and I don't know how to even describe what these are. I know there's probably a technical term for it. But you can see this is a big spiral. It actually goes the other way. It gets wider as you go. And then over here it's got what appears like maybe to be a tail, if that's actually a fish, which I don't know if that's what it is or not. You may be able to tell by looking at it, and some of you guys that have studied pyroglyphs and etchings and whatnot may be able to tell. And I'd be tickled to death to know what, you know, this symbol is. It involves the hole. And we'll go on over here to this other spot. Let me zoom back out just a moment. I'll tell you what, I'll just turn the camera downhill. You can see over to the right hand side, there's some more etchings of some sort. It's got two vertical lines, and then you can see two sets, one right on the edge cutting back into that right hand line. And then right there in the center next to the hole, you see that fork, and that's got a stem that runs down toward the bottom, which I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me move this and see if you can. But anyway, it's just a single stem that comes up through there, and it's got a fork right there. And let me zoom. Well, let me move this and come right over here in this bottom corner. This is the most unique feature, in my opinion, whatever it is. Can't get the camera just right. But you can see the bottom of it where it's squared off. It's got the cross hatches, cross marks, whatever you call them. Let me get my pointer if I can. And you can see that it comes right on up into what looks like maybe a snout of an animal. Comes out, goes up to an ear, and then over. And you can see the face or the jaw has got the double lines, whereas opposed to this over here, they would have been single, but I'm pretty sure there's a smudge in the rock right there. It hadn't changed the color of the rock, but these lines appear like they would have went. They may not have. Maybe indicating that it had a mane or whatnot. I don't know that for sure. But then you can see again down here, these lines are crossing one another. But I believe that is actually, let me move this, probably see it better. I believe that's actually a head of an animal. But anyway, to keep this video short, I'd be glad for anybody that wanted me to try to find some different type of platform to set this up to where you could see that. I'm not sure what kind of stone it is. It's not polished. But I believe this, of course it was broken in manufacturing. They didn't do any retouching on this end of it. But in my way of thinking, why would they have bothered with all the etchings and whatnot prior to completing the gorget? So I believe possibly they broke the gorget in manufacture, but yet they continued to carry it, whoever made it, and etched it, and just held on to this piece. It does have one little deal right here on the back of it that's scarred, and then these other places are just little, I guess they'd probably be disc marks or whatnot from the field. But anyway, there it is. It's a unique piece, first one I've ever found, and to be the first gorget I've ever found in it to have symbols on it is just something else, boy, I'm telling you. Appreciate y'all watching. Let me know what you think. Till next time.